A little more than a year ago, I had a fall which damaged my optic nerve. I went to the doctor because my vision was blurry in the right eye, and that's when I found out it was related to the optic nerve. A friend of mine who was a biology major in college, he's the one that told me about stem cell therapy initially. Stem cell therapy in the United States is very limited and is often unavailable. The fact that it was available in Germany definitely gave me some hope to move forward with it. It was very easy, very straightforward. I felt great. It was very therapeutic. It was absolutely worth it. I'm already in the beginning stages of recovery, and that alone makes it worth it. Basically, they couldn't have been any better. Booking out was fantastic. My name is James. I'm from North Carolina. I used to train in boxing, and over the years, I fought in a few tough man contests. And a little more than a year ago, I had a fall which damaged my optic nerve. The injury was exacerbated by cumulative damage over the years from training, boxing, sparring. I went to the doctor because my vision was blurry in the right eye, and that's when I found out it was related to the optic nerve. It definitely took a while to get used to, that's for sure. Luckily enough, my left eye is my dominant eye, so my left eye remained in 20/20 vision. My right eye was blurry, so that definitely was a challenge to get used to. But the good news, it was my non-dominant eye. It mostly changed my life, and I obviously can't, box or spar anymore. For the most part, I adapted because my dominant eye is good, but it mostly changed my life as far as my sports related activity goes. When I visited the doctors in the United States, they said that spontaneous recovery was possible. In some cases, patients recover on their own, but they told me there's nothing they could do. They didn't give me any advice or anything. They just said there's nothing they could do, which was pretty discouraging, to be honest with you. A friend of mine who was a biology major in college, he's the one that told me about stem cell therapy initially. It was pretty much right away, right after the doctors told me they couldn't do anything to help me. I immediately started doing research, and that's when shortly after my friend told me about stem cell therapy. When I looked up stem cell therapy for my condition, Germany kept coming up, and that's when I came across Dr. Siebenhuner. I was extremely impressed with Dr. Siebenhuner's resume. I mean, that clinic's been doing stem cell therapy for 20 years, and he's been practicing for 40 years. I mean, that's a pretty compelling reason, if you ask me. I've always heard great things about Germany, especially in the medical field. Stem cell therapy in the United States is very limited and is often unavailable. The fact that it was available in Germany definitely gave me some hope to move forward with it. And I've never been to Germany. I always wanted to go. I've always wanted to be a tourist. I never thought I'd be a medical tourist, but I was still a tourist nonetheless. I did some research as to what all entailed in the stem cell process, such as I learned that the stem cells came from the belly button, the stomach area. So I already knew about all that, and I read online there might be a little bit of pain with the stomach, after the procedure, but there was the pain was very little and it went away very quickly. It was definitely worth it. But before that, I was very impressed with the Papimi device, the thing that was used to reduce inflammation. It was very easy, very straightforward. I felt great. It was very therapeutic. The process lasted about a week. It was a Monday through Friday week. So Monday through Wednesday, I showed up there and I used the Papimi device, which is the first time I ever heard of it, which is the circular device that you put right here. It stimulates. I don't know the proper term. Is it electrical stimulation? Whatever it is used to reduce inflammation. It's very relaxing. So I did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The actual stem cell therapy wasn't until Thursday. They use the Papimi device to reduce inflammation and also, as far as I know, to direct where the stem cells to go. So it's basically a preparation device before the stem cell treatment. So that covered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday I did the Papimi the Papimi device treatment again. They took me downstairs. That's when they put me under anesthesia. They took the stem cells from my belly button. They processed it in the lab, and then they injected it with a needle right here and right here, and it was, you know, nothing to it as far as pain goes. The only pain I felt was in the stomach. It was very brief, and it was no problem, and it went away very quickly afterwards. And then I came back again for the last day on Friday, which I did Papimi again to wrap it all up. But it was a great experience. Couldn't have been any better. Very shortly after the treatment, I felt a tingling sensation in here. It felt like my eye was coming back to life. It definitely feels like my life. I think I would describe it as it feels like it's waking up, but it was a tingling sensation that was as far as I'm concerned, a very positive sign. Um, any discomfort I ever had, which used to come and go before the treatment, is totally gone. I have no more discomfort. In addition to that, I know I had the treatment fairly recently, but already um, certain colors are starting to come back, especially green. So my color perception is definitely, on its way to recovery. And every now and then I'll see a few outlines as well, in the best way they possibly could have. But Booking Health could not have been any more supportive. It's a great organization, very compassionate, had everything squared away, easy to get a hold of, and basically they couldn't have been any better. Booking Health was fantastic, 100%. I'm extremely grateful I had the opportunity to go over to Germany. It was absolutely worth it. I'm already in the beginning stages of recovery, and that alone that alone makes it worth it.